How ancient Americans conquered winter's grip. When you feel the first bite of winter, a shiver runs through you. For most of us, it's a mere inconvenience, a signal to turn up the thermostat or grab a warmer coat. But imagine a time when winter was a relentless life-or-death adversary. Across the vast and diverse landscapes of ancient North America, Indigenous peoples faced winters that would stun modern sensibilities. Yet, they didn't just survive. They thrived, innovated, and built vibrant cultures that endured for millennia. From the frozen Arctic tundra to the snowy forests of the Northeast, the arid plateaus of the Southwest, and the vast plains, ancient Americans developed an extraordinary array of strategies to conquer the cold. Their ingenuity wasn't about singular breakthroughs, but a holistic system of knowledge, technology, and community, a testament to human adaptation at its finest. Diverse lands, diverse solutions. Unlike the relatively uniform challenges of Ice Age Europe, the Americas presented a mosaic of climatic extremes. The solutions developed by the Inuit in the Arctic were vastly different from those of the Ancestral Puebloans in the desert Southwest, or the Haudenosaunee in the Great Lakes region. This diversity is a profound part of their winter survival story. Each nation, each tribe possessed a deep, intimate understanding of their specific environment, turning local resources into life-saving technologies. Their approach was always in harmony with the land, not in conquest of it. Masterful shelters, architecture of endurance. The first line of defense against the biting cold was the home. Ancient Americans were master architects, designing shelters that maximized warmth, minimized exposure, and utilized local materials with remarkable efficiency. Consider the earth lodges of the plains peoples like the Mandan or Hidatsa. These semi-subterranean dwellings were dug into the ground, offering natural insulation. A strong timber framework was covered with layers of grass, packed earth, and sod, creating thick walls that retained heat in winter and stayed cool in summer. A central smoke hole provided ventilation for the interior hearth, and a long, covered entryway helped trap warmth. These were true fortresses against the blizzards. In the Arctic, the Inuit famously constructed igloos from blocks of compacted snow. These elegant structures weren't just simple domes. Their unique design, with cold traps and ventilation, maintained surprisingly comfortable temperatures, often above freezing inside, even when outside temperatures plummeted to 40 degrees. But igloos were seasonal. Semi-subterranean sod houses, or karmat, were often the more permanent winter residences, providing deep insulation from the earth. Further south, in the vast forests of the Northeast, nations like the Haudenosaunee built impressive longhouses. These elongated, communal dwellings, sometimes over 200 feet long, housed multiple families. Frameworks of saplings were covered with bark sheets, and multiple hearths ran down the center with smoke holes above. The shared body heat and communal fires made these structures surprisingly warm. Smaller, dome-shaped wigwams or wedas, used by Algonquian peoples, also offered efficient insulated warmth for individual families, often covered with bark, mats, or hide. In the Southwest, the Ancestral Puebloans engineered multi-story pueblos from stone and adobe, often built into cliff faces. These thick-walled structures had minimal openings to the outside, trapping solar heat during the day and radiating it through the night. Pithouses, partially underground dwellings, were also common, leveraging Earth's natural insulating properties. Each shelter was a testament to sophisticated thermal engineering, born from generations of observation and ingenuity. Layered defense, the art of ancient clothing beyond sturdy shelters. Ancient Americans developed sophisticated clothing systems to combat the cold. Their garments were not merely coverings. They were portable heating systems, tailored to perfection using natural materials. The primary material was animal hide: deer, elk, buffalo, caribou, moose, and bear. In the Arctic, sea mammal skins like seal and polar bear were crucial. The hides were meticulously tanned, a labor-intensive process that softened the leather and made it durable. Different furs offered varying levels of insulation, and their knowledge of these properties was encyclopedic. Their clothing was often layered, a principle still used in modern winter wear. A soft, insulating inner layer might be made from de-haired animal skin or carefully prepared fur, followed by a thicker middle layer for warmth, and an outer layer that was often wind-resistant or waterproofed with animal fats. Consider the parkas of the Inuit, often made from caribou hide. These garments, with their attached hoods, offered complete body coverage, designed to keep warmth in and wind out. They often featured inner and outer layers, with fur facing in on the inner layer and out on the outer, creating air pockets for insulation. Moccasins and high leggings protected extremities, often lined with fur or grass for added warmth. In other regions, cloaks of buffalo hide or woven plant fibers provided vital warmth. Bone needles and sinew thread were essential tools for this intricate, life-saving tailoring. This was not just practical clothing. It was an art form, a reflection of their deep connection to the animals they hunted and the environment they inhabited. The winter storehouse. Sustaining life. Through scarcity, winter meant scarcity, and ancient Americans were masters of food preservation and resource management. Their survival hinged on meticulous preparation during the warmer months. Hunting remained vital even in winter. Plains nations conducted large-scale buffalo hunts, utilizing every part of the animal. Caribou were a staple in the north, their migrations carefully tracked. In coastal regions, seals and other marine mammals provided not only food, but also fat for fuel and waterproofing. Ice fishing was a common practice in many regions, providing crucial protein when other sources were scarce. Agriculture, where practiced, provided a foundation for winter stores. The Three Sisters, corn, beans, and squash, were grown in abundance, then dried and stored in subterranean caches or specially designed granaries. Wild nuts, berries, and roots gathered during warmer months were also dried, pounded, or processed for storage. One of the most remarkable innovations was pemmican. This energy-dense food, primarily used by plains nations, was made from dried, pounded meat, often buffalo, mixed with rendered fat and sometimes dried berries. It was lightweight, non-perishable, and packed a powerful caloric punch, perfect for sustaining hunters on long winter journeys. Smoking, drying, and salting were all common preservation techniques, ensuring food security through the leanest months. Their intricate knowledge of seasonal cycles, animal behavior, and plant properties allowed them to extract maximum sustenance from their environment, ensuring that the community would not starve. Community and culture. The heart of winter. Physical survival was only one part of the equation. To endure months of darkness, isolation, and close quarters, ancient American communities developed rich social structures and cultural practices that were as vital as their shelters and clothing. Social cohesion was paramount. Resources were often shared equitably. Dangerous tasks like winter hunting were coordinated collectively, and elders passed down essential knowledge through storytelling and direct instruction. Everyone had a role, and cooperation was the ultimate survival tool. Storytelling, rituals, and ceremonies were not luxuries. They were essential for maintaining mental health, morale, and cultural identity. Winter was a time for reflection, for sharing ancient myths and legends, for teaching history and ethics. Elaborate winter ceremonies, dances, and feasts reinforced community bonds and offered spiritual sustenance during long, dark periods. Games, music, and crafts also played a significant role. Bone flutes, rattles, and drums provided music. Games helped pass the time, build dexterity, and maintain social harmony. The creation of intricate baskets, pottery, carvings, and beadwork served both practical purposes and as vital artistic expression, transforming long hours indoors into productive communal activities. These cultural technologies ensured that spirits remained high, conflicts were resolved, and the collective memory and knowledge of the people were continuously renewed and transmitted. Spiritual connection. Respect for the winter world underlying. All these practices was a deep spiritual connection to the land and its cycles. For ancient Americans, winter was not something to be feared or fought. but a powerful, sacred season to be respected and understood. Ceremonies often expressed gratitude for the animals sacrificed, for the warmth of the fire, and for the resilience of the community. Their worldview was one of interdependence, where humans were part of the natural world, not separate from it. This profound respect informed their sustainable practices and their ability to adapt to even the harshest conditions. The enduring legacy. The challenges faced by ancient Americans in winter were immense, yet their story is one of profound success. Their innovations in shelter design, clothing technology, food preservation, and social organization laid the groundwork for all future human achievement on these continents. Modern neuroscience confirms that the human brain hasn't changed significantly in tens of thousands of years. The same neural architecture that allowed them to be brilliant engineers, inventors, and problem solvers still resides within us. Their legacy reminds us that our greatest strength isn't our physical might, but our boundless capacity for ingenuity, adaptation, and cooperation when facing seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Their winter survival story is a powerful testament to the enduring human spirit and a vital part of the rich tapestry of Indigenous history in the Americas. It teaches us about resilience, sustainable living, and the critical importance of community, lessons that remain profoundly relevant in our own modern world.